So the 19th century English philosopher John Stuart Mill, in his book On Liberty, says, and I'll paraphrase it, if we only know our own side of the issue, we know very little of that issue. In other words, if all we know are the arguments for our own view, but know nothing about the arguments on the other competing viewpoints, we don't know our own view as well as we could. And he even goes further than that in saying we are not justified anymore in holding our view than someone on the other side who has reasons for their view while not knowing our arguments. So, in other words, if all we know is just our view and the evidence for our view, but we don't understand, at least somewhat, the views on the other side of the issue and their arguments or their evidence, then we don't know our own view as well as we could. Because there could be potential weaknesses in our arguments or our viewpoints. There could be stronger arguments on the other side. So that's just something to keep in mind as I go into. I was going to say more, but then I thought, I'll keep this shorter. As I go to this point, where I'm going to keep this video short and sweet by saying, we may have heard or we may think for various reasons that the Bible isn't trustworthy or it's a book of fables and those things. And we may have heard things about maybe contradictions in the Bible, or that the Bible is not historically reliable, or it contains accounts of miraculous events, so therefore we can't trust it. But let me encourage you, if you have not read or looked at the evidence or the arguments from the scholars who do support the Bible, who do argue that the Gospels, that the 4 first books of the New Testament, the biographies of Jesus found in the New Testament, there are many top-notch scholars who argue for the truthfulness and the reliability and the historical evidence for the Gospels and even for the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Now, of course, there are scholars who argue on the other side. And if we did a head count, there's probably more scholars, New Testament scholars, who don't believe the Bible is true than do believe the Bible is true. Okay? But of course, as we know, truth is not determined by majority vote. Truth is truth even if no one believes it, and something's false even if everyone believes it, right? I mean, something is true, even if we don't agree with it or even if we don't want it to be true. But that's a different conversation. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the comments section below, some good recommendations just in case you're curious or willing to look at the evidence that supports the truthfulness of the Bible, the reliability, the historical evidence, those types of things, okay? And I'll put it like by, beginner level or, a good place to start, and then more advanced, depending how much information you want. But like I said, if someone's going to reject Christ or Christianity, at least it's good to be somewhat informed on what we're rejecting and look at the arguments for the other side. The arguments and the evidence in favor of Christianity. Look, you may look at the evidence and say, nah, it doesn't persuade me. I don't find it compelling. But many people have started that way, and then when they looked at the evidence, have been persuaded. Okay? Now, this is not in place of reading the New Testament for ourselves. I still think that's the best way to know if Christianity is true, is to read the Gospels, like I said in the last video, and see, is this Jesus worth following? Is this true? Does it meet our deepest intuitions? Does it have the ring of truth? Okay, but if you want to go further, many of us want, I want more evidence, and that's, hey, I'm with you on this, actually. Okay, I want more evidence because life is too short to miss the real thing. So I'll leave in the comment section many books on the just different types of evidence for the Bible, if it interests you, and if not, that's okay too. But remember, we have an email address on the YouTube channel in case you'd like to reach out and have any more questions. That's it for this video. I hope you're doing well, and we will see you soon here on Thinking About Christianity. Okay, peace.